Okay, so Naya Company, we're a base, I don't even know if it's fair to say base. We have a good spread of cards of all colors here. So we've got a few different cards from the new set in here, because honestly, Strixhaven, in addition to the archives, also has a fantastic number of other cards in the actual set that are just good and historic. And I think Flamescroll Celebrant is an easy format staple moving forward, as long as Sultai Ultimatum is in this format. So Flamescroll Celebrant on the front half here is a 2/1 for 2. Whenever an opponent activates that mana ability, it deals 1 to them. But the back half is the big deal here. Reverent Silence. Your opponent can't cast spells or activate Planeswalker loyalty abilities this turn. You can respond to your opponent casting Sultai Ultimatum, Emergent Ultimatum, with Revel Silence, and then they don't get to cast the 2 cards that they get with it. So this is basically a white counterspell for Emergent Ultimatum that is also a creature that we get to hit with Collected Company, which is really sweet. Elite Spellbinder, another fantastic card that's a great Collected Company hit that's Disruption plus a threat. So 3/1 flyer, you get to look at your opponent's hand and like pseudo Vendilion click them, slow them down. Especially when we get to have Thalia, Elite Spellbinder, Reidane. We've got a ton of great ways to make our opponent's spells cost some more mana. We got some Selfless Glyphweaver here. So this also has a backside, but we don't have black mana in this deck. So we're just playing this for its front half, just a 3 mana 2/3 that can give our stuff indestructible until end of turn. And then we've got another creature spell split card that's kind of fantastic. So we get to play Luca, the Wayward Bonder, while also having this front half that gets hit by Collected Company. So these modal double-faced cards that have creatures that cost 3 or less on them on the front, you know, you look at this, we've got 36 Collected Company hits in our deck while still getting to play Revel Silence and Bonecrusher Giant and Crafty Companion as a Luca and Kazandu Mammoth, which is a land. So like our deck has 24 lands in it and 36 hits, which is really, really sweet. So post board, we've got various things like Drannith Magistrates, Archons, Rampaging Ferocidons, and other things. So I think this deck looks like it's got some reasonable things to apply pressure. It's got good disruption, both for the hand as well as things that play to the board. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see if this works out in practice as well as it looks in theory. Hey, Press-A-Pick, thank you for the 3 years. Did you catch any of the Tainted Pack deck, Press-A-Pick? I feel like that one is super up your alley. If you didn't, you'll definitely want to poke at that one on the YouTubes later. It was way more reasonable than I was expecting it to be. Sweet. Tapped land, Thalia, Glyphweaver. I think if a card could make Jeskai Control playable in Historic, it's probably Lightning Helix. The big question you need to be able to ask and answer there is what you're gaining from Lightning Helix worth what you're giving up from the consistent 2-color mana base of blue-white? I don't know if that's a question that's easy to answer. I personally don't have a ton of experience playing blue-white, so I don't know that I'm well equipped to answer it either. Hey, Ellie, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. You're not wrong. Baffling End is definitely... We're 0.3% to whiff with Coco. My body is ready. If we whiff on Coco, I'll gift subs so it won't be all bad. God bless. God bless us, everyone. Alright, there's a bird. Spellbinder. Spellbinder looking good, keeping them off of Phoenix for this turn, hopefully. Thalia has a bunch of styles available for her in this client because of the Thalia secret lair. Secret lair alert! Secret lair alert! Yes, yeah, the open is this Saturday. And if you can't make this one, we'll be doing another one in early to mid-May. Actually, I need to talk to the boss this weekend about figuring out when exactly we're going to be doing that. We're just going to die to this 3-3 chat. Lack of lands is a real thing. I guess we play this and we go fishing for a Spellbinder next turn to potentially block this. I have one bird right now. There's a chance this bird comes into play. We can step on it at least. Is the next open going to be historic as well? Yeah, very likely. I don't really envision standard changing in a meaningful way anytime soon. I would be very surprised if standard is not more of the same with the set release. Whereas historic is like completely changed in a way that's really sweet. It's for the 2/3 of a year, medic. Welcome back. I don't know, maybe I'll be surprised. If standard surprises me, I'll reconsider, but you think we're dead? Yeah, there's a good chance we're dead. Oh, draw step company could take a card out of their hand. Yeah, that's a good thought. I didn't think about that. All right, I'm looking at what Past Jeff did with this sideboard, and Past Jeff probably should have put some Deccan Stones in it, huh? Curse you, Past Jeff. I've got a couple of cards here. We're not a zero card support in, but Past Jeff definitely should have put some counter spells or some Deccan Stones. Hey, Magnus, thanks for the 2 months. I'm so ready to unsuccessfully storm off perpetually for the next 2 months. God bless. Archon shuts off both Seduct. Oh yeah, that's a great one. For sure. Skyclave's really good here too. Seems like a little awkward. Need another white source. My Kingdom for a Razorverge Thicket. Okay. Is this a Mila or is this a potential Luca? Like if I play Elf, that's 5 mana. It's really resource inefficient to just play Elf this turn though. Play 2/3. This also says if they target our stuff, we draw cards. If they try and kill our things here, we get to cantrip them, which is nice. Yeah, exactly that. There's a good chance whenever we play here it gets murdered, and this cantrips if they murder it. Yeah, both halves of this card are super reasonable. Don't swelter my son's opponent. Don't do it. Have a heart. We upgraded their 1/1 to a 2/2, something like that. Card is fire breathing too. Kinda 2 mana, 2 damage. Sick. This closes out pretty quick. I don't think I'm playing around a Red Sweeper here. Just want to close this game out. Have to draw a card, thanks. If I try and stomp this in response, they could just play another spell and pump it up, so I'm going to save the stomp for this 2/2. Casual queues basically don't exist on Arena Trickles. Every queue is effectively a tryhard queue. As their deck plays Sweltering Suns seems counterintuitive with their other stuff. Why? This doesn't die to Sweltering Suns. This can get big enough to dodge Sweltering Suns. If Phoenix dies to Sweltering Suns, it comes back. Hey, Nick. Thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. We could die next turn, right? Nine. They need two cantrips. Cantrip and a cantrip kills us. Top. So I assume we're dead here. Definitely want to grip a deck and stones to the sideboard for sure. Honestly, I'm not even sure that we need Rest in Peace. Probably not 3 of them. We've got Klothys' Graveyard Hate too. Deck in Stone is basically an anti-Phoenix card as well. Oh gosh, I can't just hit the +1 button in the sideboard anymore. I have to actually drag 3 copies over to here. My day is ruined. Yeah, honestly, I'm not even sure I need this card, right? I guess this card's good against, like, Red-Black Arcanist is probably gonna be a thing. Yeah, it's a really awful QL change for sure. At a minimum, it's an awful QL change. I want Drannith Magistrate against. They have plenty of other cards against Ultimatum though, right? I've got Reidane and Spellbinder and Thalia. I've got this to play as well. It could just be right to cut these two, although the The Angels matchup is probably hard, so Rampaging Ferocidon is probably good. There's a lot of Angels on the ladder, though. Thanks for the follows, 6mm Sports and Burn Down. There's been a bunch of other folks. I haven't been able to keep up with the follows as much today. Things have been a little bit more crazy in both chat and with the number of follows. So I appreciate everybody dropping in for the first time. Hope you're enjoying set release day here on Arena. That's strictly true. Extras, like, I mean, Historic is the type of format a lot like Modern was for a long time, where, like, even when a deck like Ultimatum is probably one of the better things to be doing, people still won't play a ton of it, right? Like, someone else asked a second ago, like, Jeff, what do you think is going to happen in this set to unseat Auras or Jund Food? And the answer is nothing, right? Like, the top 3 decks in this format are probably still going to be Jund Food, Black-White Auras, and Sultai Ultimatum, but that doesn't mean you're going to play against those decks, you know, every round or every other round. Like, in fact, those 3 decks we've been playing for a little over 5 hours now, and I think I've played against, those effects, those decks like twice in 5 hours. Put a night counter on this, then if it has 8 or more night counters on it, remove all of them and create 8 copies of this. Wild. They could be a Merit Liege Snow deck. Yeah, with like Tezzeret's Gambit to proliferate. Six, 7, 8. So if this is a take extra turn spell, they still can't cast it because it costs 9. It's 6. Okay, so don't really know what they're doing. I guess they might have they probably have the Merit Liege enchantment, so I'll bring in Knight of Autumn. Maybe I leave a couple of Skyclave Apparitions for that as well. They had a Foretell card. Do I want some Drannith Magistrate because of that? Bonecrusher Giant doesn't seem particularly exciting. Yeah, Drannith alongside Spellbinder is a soft combo. In fact, this might also be something worth thinking about for Standard as well. This is a Wizard and this is a Cleric. So, like, these cards soft combo together, and they're 2 members of a party. So that could be something worth thinking about for Standard. If not right now, it could be something worth thinking about, like, down the line once rotation happens. Both those cards will still be legal. Nick, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Yeah, seems fine, right? This is a white source, too. We have all our colors. Hey, thanks for the prime, Nick. There's a ton of great people you can drop that off with every month. Thanks for dropping it off here. Oh, the 2 drops from Ikoria. Oh, you're totally right. Me wants Ikoria to stay longer, but another part of me is ready for Yorion to go away and never come back again. Tot. Good afternoon. I keep forgetting companions weren't in Eldritch 2. They feel like they should have been, right? Alright, so do I take next turn just to play Klothys? I guess I can play Reidane. This keeps him off of a sweeper. I'd be pretty surprised if the Stone Rain deck is good in this format. I would not be surprised if the Taking Discern deck is good. Play around a sensor here. Okay, well. They're still pretty far away from casting this, thanks to Reidane. I guess they're one off. Now they're look at all my annoying creatures. Nice 8-mana sweeper. It's the definition of rude. Just like your lands come into play tapped, your spells cost 3 more mana. Alright, we're gonna play plenty more Magic, but I need to run to the restroom really quick, so I'll be back in just 2 minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. The boys are playing Smash together. You gift a sub and Jeff isn't here to see it. Did it really happen? I'm back, Mr. Polite. And it does. I've got a status part thing I try and catch him. It wasn't 2 minutes. It wasn't 2 minutes, yeah. It was like 70 seconds. Thanks for the sub gift, Mr. Polite. It's very polite of you. I ran a Twitch ad when I went to the bathroom that has 20 seconds left on it, so rather than making people miss out on gameplay that are watching an ad, I'm gonna hold on for just a second. Apologies to everybody else. I don't want to be one of those people that replaces gameplay with Twitch adverts. All right. He's probably fine on the play, huh? A little bit slow, but got some interaction here. Declan gives off Pikachu main vibes. Ooh. Ooh. You always change the channel and streamers do that? Yeah, and you should, honestly. Like, people that run adverts over gameplay are like, really awkward, not okay. They deserve the people that leave. I like to run an ad when I go to the bathroom, because if you run a Twitch ad manually, it disables pre-rolls, so new people coming in don't get ads for a little bit, which is nice. And if I'm walking away anyways, it's like whatever. All right, do we exile Bone Daddy here? I think we exile Bone Daddy, huh? Luke Edge, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Gotta run ads while you poop. Everybody else gets paid to poop. Why shouldn't Jeff? It's funny because it's true. Stomp costs 4 red because Thalia makes it cost 1 more and Elite Spellbinder makes it cost 2 more. Where are my lands, chat? Boss makes $1, I make a dime, and that's why I poop on company time. That's a heck of a song. Come on, untapped land. Can we win this race? I think we can win this race. Is 24 lands enough for 4 lands on turn 4? Yes. It's definitely enough for 4. We also have 4 Llanowar Elves in our deck, chat. So, like, we have 28 mana sources. You don't just want to think about your lands in terms of just lands. You want to think about it in terms of number of mana sources. Hey Food, thanks for the Prime support. Welcome to the channel. Everybody that's new, by the way, too, you should check out the Discord server. We have a great community there that talks about Magic and all sorts of other gaming stuff in life, as well as the Open this weekend. If you're subscribed to the channel, we've got a Hoaglandia Open historic tournament that's happening this... They're dead, right? We have Bonecrusher Giant. It's happening this Saturday. Elite Spellbinder looking pretty good there. Punching the clock and going to work. This is definitely a Thalia out matchup. She makes our collecting companies cost more, which is awkward. Doesn't really make too many of their spells meaningfully cost more. Declaration in stone. Yeah, Elite Spellbinder is very good. This is going to be a standard and historic staple very easily. We tried brewing humans with Ziggurat and Unclaimed Territory. I think until we have Thalia's Lieutenant out of Shadows over Innistrad, that archetype's not going to be very good in historic Macaw. Reidane's probably not very good here. They don't really have non-creature spells that cost 4 or more. We play a couple of Drannith Magistrate, makes their Bonecrusher Giants awkward. Could be Knight of Autumn too. Actually, maybe Knight of Autumn's better than this. This doesn't really block. Let's try that. Yeah, and I can grab an Embercleave on occasion too, which is great. Yeah, this hand's very reasonable. We'll Mammoth tapped on 1, and then we have white source. Probably playing humans with a landing open on Saturday, so we'll see if it's decent. Well, if you make a decent run, we'll get you on camera. Remember, chat, if you want the best chance to get on camera in Saturday's tournament, make sure you're playing something sweet. The list of archetypes that are soft shadow banned from coverage until very late in the tournament is Black-White Auras, Jund Sack, Sultai Ultimatum, and Simic taking turns. So, if you're playing any of those 4 decks, You will not be on feature coverage until I don't know, probably the last 3 or 4 rounds. Not goblins. Goblins isn't really popular. You're deplatforming these decks. Yeah, basically. I think I'm just stomping something here. Is Civic Turns potentially a good deck? It's just boring. So, like, even if it's not good, it just, like, holds people hostage. I don't want them to hold my people watching coverage hostage. If you are someone that's playing in the Hoaglandia tournament this weekend, I would please ask that you make sure to read all of the rules on the MTG Melee page. You're expected to be able to screen share upon request, and you need to be in the subs Discord server to do that. There's directions on how to screen share, as well as how to join the server. We try and find you to ask you to share your screen, and we can't find you because you're not there. You'll be removed from the tournament, because it is a requirement to play. I think we just Bone Daddy here. You have to read the rules to play the tournament? Yes. That's also true. If you would like to make my lovely wife's and coverage lives easier, make sure your name in the Discord server for Hoaglandia matches your name elsewhere. And if you're not familiar with Discord, Discord is excellent. You can make your display name in just my server, just the Hoaglandia server, something different from everything else. Is their hand just a bunch of interaction here? Are they passing again? Yeah, I think with the pass here, I think we were just collecting company anyways, but the pass we definitely are. I want them to be able to like abrade something again here. No plays here, just very unlucky. Yeah, could not agree more, extras. And honestly, that's kind of how I feel about Sultai Ultimatum too. Like, the cards that I'm kind of sick of in Standard because they're too high powered level for Standard, they feel like very, God bless America, they feel very appropriately powered leveled for most other formats. I'm gonna gain 4 here because I think there's a good chance they kill this with the removal spell. Now that's technically not a whiff. It still physically hurts to see happen, but it's technically not a whiff. Mr. Polite with the sub gifts anyways. I appreciate you. Very generous. Chuki as well. Good afternoon, folks. Man, we're kind of dead to this cleave, huh? Drop it like it's hot. Yeah, everything will be up on YouTube as always. Alright, chat. We can't brick on a collected company for a second time, right? There's no fear in my dojo. Shock, play Flamescroll, pass. What's the worst that could possibly happen? I brick a second time? We put a bunch of... We put a bunch of cards at the bottom of our deck here. Do I Coco? Because if I hit the indestructible card, I probably want to save Flamescroll, right? Yeah, this is like, this fogs them for the turn too. This Embercleave's still a real problem here. Hey, thanks for the 51 months, Incendium. Welcome back. No blocks. Go to 1. Oh, they have Rampant Emperors. It's fine. We're dead, chat. We're dead anyways. Flamescroll Celebrant with the incidental damages. Man, our mana has really not been kind to us. This hand's so good if it runs off some lands. If we hit 4 lands on 4, I don't think we can lose with this hand. Keep and spike the green. I mean, even if we hit 3 on time, like if I miss my 3rd land on 3 but hit it on 4, I have Flamescroll this. So I'm gonna get to like play a game of Magic regardless. Part where they step on my Celebrant here. Supposed to eat this. That one can get bigger is the problem. Well, that's a good thought. No, it says its owner may play it, so they could play it as a land for free. Nothing to see here, no plays. Very unlucky. If they hit Spellbreaker, I probably want a company at the end of my turn. Yeah, I wanna do this now, because I can hit Skyclave Apparition, and this will have Hexproof on their turn. Okay, so it's definitely this. Is it just double Skyclave? I think it's just double Skyclave, right? Okay, chat, rate their Coco versus my Coco. Bad company. We don't cast the hose. It's almost as if theirs didn't happen. Yeah, exactly, right? They have Questing Beast and Embercleave and Coco. Yeah, that's a good point. Their deck's pretty greedy. Cardboard Live should be working, or it was earlier. I guess if a bunch of people are online now, their servers might be getting hit and they can't handle it. It was definitely working when I signed on today. Well, shit. I definitely put them on not having another company. Believe it or not. Is that good game? Are we done on the backswing? We're not done on the backswing. Nah, I've got Glyphweaver. Come on, chat. A Selfless Spirit right there. There's a good chance we're still just dead here. Like, I don't think we were supposed to play around their card happening. And if they attack with everything here, they die on the backswing, so they can't attack. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh. Man. After Embercleave, that's probably the best draw in their deck. It's been good distortion, good range of things. Or meaningfully better or different than Grawl Panda would be my takeaway so far. Feels like the answer to that question is we're probably not. Yeah, but that doesn't really do anything, Wee McGee. Also, like, there's no guarantee that they, like, these have menace. So, like, I have to double block these. So, I actually can't guarantee that they take 4. Like, I could put this here. And I could put these here. And, like, maybe they mess up. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the out, right? So my opponent plays well here, they don't give us the out. Oh, I also had to kill a Ferocidon. Yeah. Hey, Jennison, can't wait to play memes with the Landy Open this weekend. Looking forward to casting, you know? Yeah, and that's kind of the problem, like, with company decks like what we're playing. Like, our deck's playing a bunch of kind of interesting cards, but, like, at the end of the day, it feels like our kind of interesting that we're doing is worse than just killing people with Gruul. Like, we've tried some, like, Naya variations like this before, and, like, you always circle back around to, like, okay, why aren't we just playing Gruul? Hand's a little slow on the draw. Hopefully we draw one or a two. We almost done with this. Or play one or two more matches. But so far, I'm leaning towards eh. Hey, Astrogoth, thanks for the 15. Well, do you think Thalia is good against their clever Lumimancer deck? I suppose this deck that we're playing is probably better than Gruul against, like, Sultai Ultimatum, if I had to venture a guess. Sure, Crunchy. In the future, you really need to just make an account on Goldfish or wherever you're uploading your decks to. Makes it much easier. You don't have to keep relinking things throughout the course of the day. Hey, Base Wizard. Thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. So I want Deckenstone. Reidane doesn't really impact much of their stuff here. I think that's all I want. I don't really think I want Drannith or Rest in Peace for just their couple of Arcanus. Sure. What about Archon? I don't always play a ton of spells in a single turn. Like an Abrade or a Helix here? Deck the halls with balls of feather. Fa la 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 la. Oh, does that bot still not have the new cards in it? That's sad. Can you hit Reidane's backside with company? You know, cards that put things directly into play can only put the front side of split cards into play. I didn't open on the Deckenstone here because if they had a God's Willing, I wanted to play around that. Oh, I could have stomped it. Yeah, I'm a big dumb stupid. The reason why I didn't stomp it is because I'm not bright. We have not played Grape Shots today. Tainted Packs and Phoenix is what we played before this. Well, we have a 3-mana God's Willing. Perfect, Crunchy.
Hello there. I shall teach you much.
What? I get it. I missed the stomp twice, chat. I don't need 4 people to tell me. If we want to lead on Thalia against their deck, and then honestly probably get I should have vantaged. Probably get Mila down too. Huh? Do I get Mila down, or do I want Spellbinder? I feel like there's a good chance they start murdering my stuff. I'm gonna get Mila down. Sounds good, Brad. Yeah, Thalia's stock in this format definitely went up with the number of cheap instants and sorceries that were added recently. Brainstorms and Faithless Lootings and all that jazz. Dorua Doshi, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Good afternoon. Can't take Reckless Range here, huh? Cost 4 mana at the moment. Yeah, because, like, if I leave them Rage, they can, like, Rage and then Arcanist the Rage. Which doesn't seem great for me. And, like, if they play Feather this turn, I can Deck in Stone plus Flamescroll Celebrant next turn because their God's Willing currently costs 2. Like, if they want to flash this back, this dies, right? Is killing Thalia considered tax evasion? Asking the real questions. Thalia is symmetrical. Yeah, she's not a card that was designed in 2020. Oh, you know what I should do? I should company in response, because we can hit Thalia. That's what I should have done. Okay, but now that they did that, I can Thalia plus Skyclave here? Is that the line? They're still killing my creature. No, my creature's dead either way. I've not, Mikey. We built blue-red, and I just didn't really think adding white felt like it did much. Could they not have used God's Willing to protect Thalia from Skyclave? No? To protect Feather? No, because Thalia is already in play. Once the collected company resolves, the creatures go right into play. This is probably... Oh! The Hushbringer stops them from getting the token. That's sick. Excellent. Let's pretend I knew that was going to happen and I was playing to that out. Not that I was surprised that that was going to happen and lucky that it did. I feel like we have to draw a collected company at this point, and we just don't have... I guess we only cast one this game. If we find one of our other companies, we might be okay here. Maybe. I guess a Skyclave here could be okay. Skyclave lets us take the Student's Advocate. This is the last deck of the day. No, we're going to do one more after this. Okay. Not out of the woodwork yet, but we have a shot here. We have sequences of draws that can let us get into this game. That's lethal, right? What a sick runners.
I need a new enemy to fight. You'll do.
Yeah, they're just dead, right? They can block one, they take 6. Man, we got really lucky to win this game. I guess the opponent could have been more conservative there. If the opponent would have left back their other attacker, they wouldn't have been dead to that top deck. Like, maybe it's on them? I don't know. They need to, like, close the game out before I draw out of it. Hey, Jeff, longtime watcher, first-time commenter. Just gotta say, love the content and the commentary. Hope Strixhaven spruces up historic. It's been sweet so far, Rowdy boy. Very interesting to see where things shake out in the next month or so. How's Blue-Black Path? It was way better than I was expecting it to be. I was confident, or not confident. I felt like going into the Blue-Black deck, I would have been surprised if I was going to play it again on stream. And now I'm confident that we will definitely be playing it again on stream at some point in the future. Ooh, that's a great draw. Didn't really want to Skyclave any of these idiots. Have an 8-mana Citadel. We have not played Citadel Storm, but there is a deck list in the stream queue on my website. Draw step, Vendilion click you. The old 10-mana Bolas' Citadel here. Thanks for the follow, Twisted Chaos. Good afternoon. Elite Spellbinder is as good in practice as it looked in theory. Spellbinder's been very, very good. So Spellbinder doesn't stack. Spellbinder stacks with Reidane. So Reidane says their non-creature spells of 4 or more cost 2 more. So Spellbinder kicks this to 8, and then Reidane kicks it to 10. They're debating if they have time to get this Wild Growth Walker down against these flying army. Yeah, all the old variations of Citadel were explored next. It seems like an okay place to start. Is Spellbinder boosted to 4? Does that count for a date? It does not, Pie Guy. Disconnected here, maybe. That's unfortunate. I mean, the opponent being disconnected isn't necessarily Arena's fault. Sometimes real life happens. Speaking as someone who's the parent to 3 small children, there are many things that take precedent over games with little notice. Yeah, I can also get Comcasted. Was playing on mobile and went into a tunnel. Man, activating Bolas the Citadel on a big board sounds miserable on mobile. Waiting. Do 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 do. Maybe our tax cards made their internet cost more as well. Do you think Comcast has a mana value of 4 or more? Probably, right? It was funny, chat. One of those I finally made it moments as a streamer was earlier this year. I had someone from Xfinity reach out to me about advertising on my Twitch channel here. And I got to tell them to fuck right off. It was a very satisfying experience. I only advertise products that aren't garbage, chat. What's Xfinity is Comcast. It's one of Comcast's branded features. And for context, I have fiber internet that is 500 up and 500 down that I pay less than $80 a month for. And when I had Comcast internet before fiber was available where I live, Comcast charged me $55 a month just to uncap the bandwidth on the internet I had to pay, I don't know, 60 or 70 bucks for to start. That was much slower than that. The old will sell you a service and then charge you extra to actually use that service. I heard your internet connection speed cost that I almost just vomited. Yep. Yeah, when the fiber company moved to town where I live, it was the first time I ever looked at the offerings of an ISP, and I was like, you know, I don't actually need your fastest connection. It's like, you know what? 500 up, 500 down, that's good enough. I mean, I'd be happy with that. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason most people use Comcast, is if you have other choices, you don't use Comcast. It's actually amazing to me that they advertise. Like, how do you, like, who are they advertising to? Are there really living, breathing human beings that have alternatives to Comcast? And they're like, nah, Comcast, that's the one I want. Yes, Jeff, they're called boomers. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, most people are listing their really slow upload speeds. Most people, most non-fiber internet providers have very slow upload speeds. Fiber's a dedicated pipe, so you get the same speed in both directions. Fiber goes both ways, giggity. Swings all around, chat. I think I'm in for this trade. Ooh, that's a nice one. North America has uniquely predatory ISPs. Yeah, we're a late-stage capitalistic hellscape for a lot of things, including ISPs. So, fun fact, Boomchild, less than a year after a company started offering fiber internet in the town where I live, Comcast started offering gigabit speeds when they previously didn't offer gigabit speeds. Because all of these greedy corporations can offer better service, they just choose not to unless someone makes them offer it, basically. Which is why the internet should be regulated like a utility. People need it to survive, and it should be regulated as such. I think especially with them having another facial saving in hand, I'm just going to take this hit for now. Refers to our current state as monopoly capitalism. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Alright, so we're trading a Glyphweaver for a face save in this turn. I guess they can Heartless Act. That's fine though, right? We'll double block here, and we'll let them pass priority, and then we'll trade. And if they go to Heartless Act, we'll draw a card, and then we'll sack the one that they're Heartless Acting. So I think this works out for us regardless. Yeah, I don't think they're supposed to Heartless Act here. Pretty sure that's good for us. The fact that Elite Spellbinder leaves these spells costing more after it's off the battlefield is just so good. Just like unreasonably so. If it makes anybody feel better, I install fiber for Verizon and have to come home to Comcast due to where I live. Man, that's a dagger, Miller. That's brutal. Well, I don't even need the top deck land if I play the elf, right? Yeah, that's exactly right, Windbag. Is free market capitalism figured out that it's cheaper to buy regulations and laws than it is to actually innovate. So it stopped innovating because it's cheaper not to. Okay, so we Luca.
Books. Battle. A weapon. Attack.
And this stays in play until the beginning of our next upkeep. So this Luca downtick gets to play defense for Luca this turn, which is great. Yeah, the Planeswalker design on Luca is really sweet. FA, thank you for the 24 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. For keeping me around. Someone else mentioned they'd been playing the red-white Luca deck that we built as well, and that had been reasonable. Might get to that one tomorrow. Excuse me? I don't think our opponent realizes what Luca does, chat. I think there's a possibility they didn't realize Luca is temporary. Yeah, I wasn't attacking with the Spellbinder. I was gonna hold it back to block. Are they really thinking about attacking my Planeswalker when I'm also at 3? Historic turn 3 Tron. There is historic red-white Luca deck in the stream queue on my website. My gosh, it gives my Planeswalkers loyalty? What? That's so good.
I'll tear you to pieces.
Well,
Change tactics.
it's kind of sweet. Maybe we want more of this card. They don't seem to have a lot of stuff that Reidane makes more expensive, so I'm going to trim that. Klothys seems good. They probably can't take that off the table. Fun. This one's definitely overperformed so far in this set. Deccan Stone seems fine. Thalia seems just okay. I'm going to trim a couple of her, leave 2 in, I think. I don't think she's good enough that I ever want to draw 2, but the first one's probably fine. Reidane makes their lands come into play tapped. Yeah, that's not really very good, though. Is Rider the only thing that Magistrate's hit? Magistrate also works with our Elite Spellbinder, which is cute. Hey, mighty Shaka. Greetings from England. Thanks for all the YouTube vids that keep me entertained through lockdown. Thanks for the third of the year. You're having a wonderful one wherever you're at. This is a vampire, isn't it? It's kind of cute. They exiled my graveyard. We put the fear of Luca in them, chat. They're scared. They've let the fear into their dojo, chat. Oh, I should have pumped this, right? They're playing a sweeper? You know, like crippling shield here or something? These Deccan stones not looking particularly exciting, being reactive here. Right, well, I mean, that works. Deck the halls with balls of murderous rider. Fa la 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 la. Pivot. Pivot. If they crack the clue, Flamescroll Celebrant deals 1 to them. Which is kinda funny. Wow, they are playing Crippling Fear. That's rough. Yeah, they're on vampire mid-range. The opponent's archetype can't beat things without elves without seeing a sweeper like that, so makes a lot of sense that that's a card they have access to. Definitely solves some problems that they have. Exile stuff out of my graveyard again? That's so weird. I think they're way overvaluing what Luca could come down and do. I'm gonna trade with the Callous Blood Mage here, I think. Downgrade their 2-1 to a 1-1, basically. We're pretty far behind at this point. The fact that Deck and Stone gave them redraws here is a big deal when we're both top decking.
cultured monster.
Yeah, this is those. We've entered the Coco or Bust portion of the game. Excuse me? Have a vampire they're gonna put into play? I feel like not putting a counter on their face to save in there is a mistake. Alright, let's not crack jokes in my chat about people being sexual predators. Thanks. Matt Gaetz and people like him are terrible people. Let's not make light of the situation that they create that's very serious. I'm happy with how we boarded. Yeah, I don't want all these Deccan Stones. Doing the play Thalia is a bit better. Leave like a couple in as a touch. It could be that 3 Deccan Stones isn't the right rule for a sideboard. Maybe want like a couple of those and a couple rip aparts. Or a couple helixes. Seeing the first Deccan Stone is unreasonable, but like cantripping 2 of their things that we're killing is pretty rough. Well, I mean, I guess I keep this. I'm like not super happy about it though. We can bottom the apparition, so we just need a single white source to unlock our 2 spells. Nice. It's just like we drew it up. Exile him. Alright, so I technically should have let him die, huh? Man, no plays, very unlucky. Howdy, Kenny. I did mulligan, you're right. Yeah, we'll shoot. Thalia's dead, you got her.
I have other obligations.
It does, yeah. Yeah, Magistrate means Spellbinder just exiles the thing until Magistrate goes away. Exactly correct. I guess I'm doing this. I don't know. It feels like we're been pretty well. People asking what's been sweet so far today. The two decks we played before this one were good. This one's been pretty mediocre, if I'm being honest. Like our deck's not nearly as aggressive as something like Grawl. And when we don't find Collected Company or Luca, our deck isn't really generating card advantage, which feels really terrible. Yeah, it's just been kind of mopey. Yeah, we're gonna do one more deck after this one. And then we'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, Luca's been cool. Elite Spellbinders felt very powerful, but like with the, I'm gonna go ahead and call this one. Yeah, this one overall just felt like kind of a miss to me. Like what we're doing doesn't feel super genuinely powerful. A couple of the new cards felt noteworthy felt noteworthy and good and maybe worth exploring in other places, but it felt like what we were doing from like the creature company perspective was just kind of bad Gruul. I was gonna ask, do you think this would be better as just red? I just don't think a Taxes deck is very good, Beansy. I'm not convinced that before Brainstorm and Faithless Looting were printed, if you would have asked me if this card was playable in Historic, I would have just straight up told you no. And I'm not really sure that the addition of those cards to the format make this card reasonable. I think if I wanted to try Luca in a shell, the red-white Luca deck that we put together that goes a little bit bigger is the direction I want to go. We'll probably try that one tomorrow. But overall, I just like, this card's just not very good in this format. It's quickly outclassed in terms of its stat line. People are playing plenty of lands on average. There aren't a ton of cheap spells that people are playing. There's no Port, there's no Wasteland, the cards that make this card good in other formats, so. I mean, I never said this card was busted, but this card felt playable. Like both of these cards feel like they lived up to expectations. Like they both seem like they're constructed playable cards. Mila was better than I was anticipating it to be in the games that we played. Luca seemed very reasonable. So like I said, I'm interested to see the red white mid-range Luca deck tomorrow. All right, we're gonna play